My beloved son, my beloved daughter, this is a moment marked in the sky, prepared even before you were born, and now the time for its fulfillment has arrived. Something supernatural is happening right now as you hear my voice. The entire heavens are moving in your favor. The heavenly hosts are aligning. The angels I have sent to your side are working, and the portals of blessing that have remained closed for so long are now beginning to open. I have seen your tears. I have heard your secret prayers, those that you made in private when no one else could see. When your heart was broken and your strength seemed to run out. I was there every night, every early morning, every moment you believed you were alone. I was there, holding you, though you didn't always notice, and I didn't bring you this far to leave you halfway. I didn't allow you to go through trials, struggles, and battles simply for you to end in defeat. Oh, I am your God. I am the one who holds all things with my powerful word. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And today, I speak to you with a clear purpose, to prepare your heart for what is to come, because what I have for you is not small, it is not fleeting, it is not temporary, but something eternal, something that will leave a mark, something that will change your story. You prayed, you asked me for a financial miracle, you cried out to me in faith, you said, Lord, open a door. God help me. Father, I need your intervention. And listen to me well, I heard you. The answer is not coming sometime far away. The answer has already begun. Even though your eyes may not yet see it completely, your spirit already feels it because there is an invisible yet real movement unleashed in your favor. I am using people you never imagined. I am touching hearts that seemed unreachable. I am moving systems, structures, documents. I am unlocking payments that were held up. I am releasing causes that were stalled in the natural. I am opening doors of opportunity that you didn't even know existed. Everything that was stagnant for years will begin to flow like an overflowing river. Everything that was a loss will be turned into gain. Everything that seemed dead will be resurrected by my power. But listen carefully, because I speak to you as a loving Father who desires to give you the best. If you believe in this movement that I am orchestrating, if you truly wish to walk under my blessing, you must align yourself with my will. Because prosperity without purpose becomes a prison, and wealth without direction ends in ruin. I don't want you to just see numbers in your account. I want to give you vision. I don't want you to only have money in your hands. I want to give you purpose in your heart. I am restoring not just your finances. I am restoring your dignity, your security, your identity as my child. I am giving you back peace, that peace you once felt when you could walk with your head held high, free from fear, free from anxiety, fully trusting that I am your provider. Peace will return to you. And more than that, I am preparing you for something greater, so that you can be a channel of provision for others, so that you can be a light in the darkness, so that you can bring hope where there is despair, so that you can be a living testimony of my faithfulness. Do not ignore this word. Do not let it pass as if it were anything. Do not close your heart, because I tell you clearly, this is your last opportunity to believe, to align yourself, to prepare. Stay here, listen, receive, because I, your God, am speaking to you. Not to scare you, not to manipulate you, but to lift you up, to position you, to bless you, to make you a part of a move that will transform your life and the lives of those around you. It is no coincidence that you are hearing this today. It is not a mistake. It is not by chance. I, the Lord, am issuing a word in your favor. I am placing a heavenly sum, a spiritual inheritance, a tangible provision in your name, and I tell you, prepare to withdraw it, because the time of your fulfillment has come. Keep listening to my voice, because what I am speaking to you today is deep. It is true. It is eternal. I want you to understand that while you pray, I act. Yes. While your lips open in prayer, while your thoughts rise in cry, while your most intimate sighs reach me, I am already working on your behalf. You haven't realized all that is moving in the heavens for you. As you trust, I move angels, I move resources, I move hearts, I open paths. I am touching contracts that were filed away. I am moving companies that didn't know you existed, but soon they will. I am raising intercessors, people you never met, but who are praying for you, crying out for your cause, interceding for my will to be done in your life. And I do all of this so that you know I never stopped caring for you. You were never invisible to me. You were never just a number among millions, or a forgotten name among the crowds. You are my inheritance. You are the fruit of my love. You are my special treasure. I invested in you before you were born. I put gifts in your hands, unique talents, abilities that others don't have, because part of the prosperity I am pouring out on you has to do with the activation of those gifts. Listen closely. You will receive money not only from natural sources, not only from visible jobs and efforts, but by divine inspiration. I will give you ideas that don't come from your own mind but from my spirit. I will give you connections you couldn't have planned on your own. I will open doors in places that seemed impossible. I will give you strategies that others won't see, but you will see them. Because I am giving you spiritual eyes to discern. I am giving you sensitivity to perceive what others ignore. I am giving you discernment to separate what is true from what is false. I want you to repeat this inside yourself throughout the day. I want you to remember it, to tie it to your heart. Money will come because God promised it. Not as an empty mantra, not as a simple repetition of words, but as a living reminder, as a seal in your spirit, as a deep mark that will remind you that where there is promise, there is provision. Where there is faith, there is progress. Where there is obedience, there is reward. And you have been faithful. Even when you were tired, you kept moving forward. Even when you were hurt, you worshiped my name. Even when you didn't understand, you kept praying. You kept believing. And I reward that. I always rewarded. You may not know it, but some of the blessings coming into your life were ready a long time ago. It's not that I delayed. It's not that I forgot. It's not that I was distant. I waited for the right moment. I waited for your heart to be ready. I waited for the right season. Because there are blessings that, if delivered before the right time, become a burden. There are gifts that, if activated out of season, destroy instead of build. It is time for honor. It is time for restitution. It is time to see with your natural eyes what you could once only see with the eyes of faith. It is time to touch with your hands what you once could only caress in prayer. I know that you have experienced many frustrations. I know that you have carried disappointments. You have cried while waiting for promises that seemed unfulfilled. But listen carefully, this promise is not human. This promise does not depend on an earthly system. This promise was born in my eternal throne, and what comes out of my mouth does not return empty without accomplishing that for which it was sent. So I tell you, prepare your heart, Align your mind, reorganize your plans, because your God is doing something new, something great, something that will mark your story and the story of those who will come after you. This is not the time to fear. This is not the time to doubt. It is the time to believe. It is the time to trust. It is the time to move forward. I am with you, and I will never leave you. Every word that comes out of my mouth is full of life, power, and purpose. Nothing that I declare is by chance, nor falls to the ground without producing fruit. Throughout your walk, you have experienced moments where you thought the words you received were just promises suspended in the air, beautiful words that had no real impact on your life. But today, I want you to understand that each of those words has been a seed sown in the soil of your existence, waiting for the perfect season to sprout. Some seeds have needed time. They have needed processes to be fulfilled, for you to mature in areas where you were once weak, for you to develop character, patience, and trust. It was not forgetfulness. It was preparation. It was not abandonment. It was formation. I have observed every one of your days. I have been present in every little detail. When you woke up early with the weight of fatigue upon you, I saw it. When you gave your best in the little things, even though no one recognized it, I took note. When you resisted temptations, when you chose to forgive, even though it hurt, when you let go of what you loved because you knew it was necessary, I was there recording every act of faith. There has not been a single sacrifice, not a single renunciation, not a single step of obedience that has gone unnoticed in my eyes. Everything has been taken into account, and the time has come where those seeds begin to bear fruit. While you prayed, while you cried out, while in the silence you sought me, I have been working in invisible places. I have been touching contracts that seemed impossible to sign. I have been touching companies that you didn't even know would one day open doors for you. I have been moving hearts, structures, and systems. I have been preparing divine connections that even your best plans could not have designed. I am raising intercessors, prayer voices that you never knew, people I have placed in your path to pray for your cause, to hold you spiritually as the fulfillment of what I have for you arrives. I do all of this because I have never considered you just another number or a lost person in the crowd. You are part of my inheritance. You are the fruit of my love. You are an investment of my grace, a testimony of my power. Inside of you, I placed gifts that are waiting to be activated, talents that were deposited in your spirit, not just to survive, but to prosper, to advance, to conquer. Part of the prosperity I am pouring out now is directly connected to the activation of those gifts. Prepare to receive resources, not only from natural sources, not only from jobs, contracts, or businesses you know, but also through divine inspiration. I will place in your mind ideas you have never considered before. I will open your eyes to see opportunities hidden in plain sight. I will give you strategies that will break molds, paths that no one else could see, but that I will reveal to you, because I am giving you spiritual vision, discernment, and sensitivity to perceive what others do not. Throughout this process, I want you to hold a deep truth in your heart. Money will come because I promised it, not as a magic formula, nor as a mantra repeated hoping for automatic results, but as a daily reminder, as a declaration that seals your inner being. Where there is promise, there is provision. Where there is faith, there is progress. Where there is obedience, there is reward. You have walked with faithfulness, even when fatigue hit you, even when the wounds hurt, even when uncertainty weighed heavily on you. You have worshipped without understanding. You have prayed without seeing immediate answers. You have persisted through dark valleys, and each of those acts has been rewarded. Maybe you didn't know it. Maybe you thought they were left in the air, but I have stored everything. I have valued everything. I have prepared everything for this moment. Many of the blessings that are now beginning to knock on your door are not improvised. They are not the result of chance. They are not coincidences. They are answers that were ready a long time ago, waiting for the precise moment to manifest. There was no forgetfulness, no indifference, only waiting. Because there are blessings that, if they arrive before their time, become a burden, a stumbling block, a pain. That's why I held them back until your heart was ready, until the right season arrived. And now the time has come. This is the time of honor. This is the time of restitution. This is the time when your natural eyes will begin to see what before you could only perceive by faith. I know you had disappointments. I know you felt let down waiting for promises that seemed unfulfilled. But I want you to understand this clearly. This promise that I now release over you is not human. It does not depend on earthly structures or limited wills. This promise was born in my eternal throne, sealed with my word, and what comes out of my mouth does not return empty. It accomplishes what I determine. Prepare your heart, reorganize your thoughts, review your plans, because I am working in a way that will surprise even those around you. This is not the time for fear. This is not the time for doubt. It is the time to walk with a firm step, knowing that I am backing each of your steps. Everything I have promised, I will fulfill. Everything I have spoken over you will manifest. Stay ready, because what is coming is not small. It is abundant. It is glorious. It is eternal. It is not the circumstances that determine the final course of your story. It is not the mistakes of the past, nor the voices of failure, nor the limitations that surround you that have the final word over what awaits you. I am the one who writes the chapters of your life, and there is no obstacle too great or brokenness too deep that can stop what I have prepared. In the moments when you thought you were trapped, I was already designing ways out. When you felt that the walls were too high, I had already traced paths for them to crumble. When everything seemed lost, I was planting new opportunities where your eyes only saw ruins. The difficult seasons are not signs of my abandonment. On the contrary, they are the spaces where I formed you, where I allowed you to grow, where I taught your heart to depend not on your strength, but on my power. Every desert you crossed was not lost time. It was fertile ground where I sowed lessons, where I strengthened your faith, where I prepared your spirit to sustain what is now coming. Because if I had delivered earlier what I am now releasing, you would not have been able to handle it. The waiting time was not an empty delay. It was the work of my wisdom adjusting the pieces, aligning your character, preparing the exact connections. Many have tried to dim your light. There were voices that belittled you, hands that tried to block your way, situations that sought to break you from within. But I preserved you. Every fall you experienced was not your end. It was an opportunity to show you that I am the one who lifts you up. Every closed door was not a rejection. It was a redirection toward the right purpose. Every loss was not destruction. It was pruning. It was cleaning. It was an act of love to remove what would not serve you at the next level. What I am releasing now over your life carries a weight of glory that you will only understand as you receive it. These are not just simple resources or opportunities. I am unleashing a flow of restoration that covers areas you had considered dead, areas where your heart no longer expected anything. I will breathe life where there seemed to be no future. I will ignite dreams that were extinguished. I will place new responsibilities upon you, because I don't just want to bless you, I want to make you a bearer of blessing. There are people who will be reached through what I pour out on you. There are communities that will be impacted. There are generations that will be marked by the work I will begin to do through you. That is why I call you to lift your gaze. Do not let fatigue steal your focus. Do not let the memories of what you lost make you fear what you can gain. The pain of the past has no authority to define what I have prepared for your tomorrow. Do not cling to what has ended. Look at the new that is rising. I am making rivers spring forth in the midst of the desert. I am bringing paths where there were once only barriers. I am establishing unexpected connections. There are movements being generated right now. People you didn't know were thinking of you are being stirred to come closer. Doors you hadn't knocked on are beginning to open through my direct intervention. Documents that were paralyzed are moving. Resources that were held back are being released. But this is not just for a whim. It's not just to cover momentary needs. I am building a firm platform where I will establish you with purpose. I want you to take this deeply into your spirit. Favor is temporary. It is not something that comes today and vanishes tomorrow. It is a permanent mark, because it does not depend on what you do or don't do, but on what I determined before the foundation of the world. Nothing and no one can annul what I have established. Not the attacks of the enemy, not the mistakes made, not the apparent delays can undo my will. This is a time of realignment. I am showing you new perspectives. I am breaking old thought patterns. I am uprooting mentalities of scarcity and planting a vision of abundance. I am removing fears and sowing confidence. I am tearing down doubts and building certainty. It is not just a change of circumstances. It is an internal transformation, a renewal that will enable you to sustain what you will receive. Pay attention to the small signs, because through them, I will confirm to you that I am with you. People who will cross your path, words that will reach you at the exact moment, opportunities that may seem small, but will be the beginning of something great. Nothing is a coincidence. I am directing every detail because I am a God of purpose, a God of precision, a God who fulfills what He promises. Stand firm. Do not turn your gaze away, because what I have declared over your life will not pass. It will be fulfilled with power. It will be fulfilled with glory. It will be fulfilled in the perfect time. From above, I observe the details you do not perceive, the invisible connections, the secret times, the hidden opportunities that are about to emerge. While your thoughts try to understand how provision will come, I have already traced paths that transcend logic. I am not preparing you only to receive, but to sustain, to multiply, to manage with wisdom what I have designated for you. Every resource I prepare has a specific purpose. Every advance I design comes loaded with destiny. It is not by chance. It is not coincidence. It is not luck. It is my mighty hand guiding the threads of your story. There are battles you didn't see, struggles that took place in the heavens while you slept, where I personally interceded for you. When you felt you were at your most vulnerable moments, I raised a protective hedge. When you thought you were forgotten, that no one was watching over you, I sent provision in ways you didn't recognize. Many of the dangers that could have destroyed you were stopped before you even noticed them. My faithfulness does not depend on your visible circumstances. It is an eternal commitment I made with you out of love. What is coming is not only a response to your immediate needs. It is a response to the deepest desires you have kept silent. Those dreams you buried, those aspirations you thought were unreal, those desires you thought were too big to ask for, I have heard them all. I know what your heart conceals. I know what your words cannot express. And it is precisely there, in those hidden places, where I am unleashing a transformative move. I do not want to simply fill empty spaces. I want to fill your life with meaning, with mission, with eternal purpose. I want you to understand that every resource I place in your hands is not just for personal consumption, but for building, for expansion, for impact. The blessings I release are seeds that will produce harvests not only for you, but for those around you. The reach of my plan is not limited to your own borders. I am thinking about generations, territories, and communities that will be transformed through what I will deposit in you. There are internal structures that I am readjusting. Perhaps you felt discomfort, as if something inside you was being removed, changed, or questioned. Do not fear. It is my hand working. I am destroying old thoughts that limited you, paradigms that held back your progress, insecurities that blocked your ability to receive. I am expanding your capacity to dream, your vision of what is possible, your perception of what it truly means to prosper under my guidance. This is not just an external improvement. It is a complete transformation from the very depth of your being. Soon, you will see how words that once sounded distant will begin to materialize into concrete actions. What seemed impossible will begin to take shape before your eyes, not because you make it happen with your own strength, but because I, the one who has power over everything, have decided to work in your favor. I am connecting spheres of influence, aligning resources, and preparing hearts that will play a key role in what I am giving you. There will even be situations where what seemed like an unexpected loss will reveal itself as a hidden door that opens something greater. Do not cling to what you recognized as your only source. I am teaching you that I am your true source. You will not depend on a single channel, for I am capable of providing from multiple directions. When one closes, I can open another. When one fails, I can raise up 10 more. I want you to walk with the certainty of someone who knows they are not upheld by human structures, but by the hand of the eternal God. Watch how I will reveal specific details to you. It will not all come at once, because I want you to walk in daily dependence. Each day will bring its signs, instructions, and advances. There will be moments when I call you to move quickly and others when I ask you to wait and observe. Learn to listen. Learn to distinguish my times, because not everything that glitters is my provision, and not every open door comes from my hand. That is why I am giving you discernment, so you can recognize what is mine and what is not. Do not fear the challenges that will come along with the blessing. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be responsibilities, but I will not leave you alone in any of them. I am with you not only to give you resources, but to give you the wisdom to manage them. I am with you not only to give you opportunities, but to teach you to remain firm when those opportunities grow and elevate you. Always remember, the blessing that is coming is stable. It is enduring, because I am the one who sustains it. Nothing I build upon your life can be destroyed by the winds, for I am your immovable foundation. Stay alert, stay firm. I am still working. The process continues, and what I am unleashing will be greater than you imagined, deeper than you dreamed, more beautiful than you expected, and all will be for my glory. Deep within time, before your days began, I brought plans full of intention. Plans that are not limited by what you see now or by what you have lived up to this point, Every second, every step, every unexpected twist you faced has been absorbed into a perfect design, one that carries my seal and that no human can undo. I am not improvising. I am not correcting mistakes on the fly. I am not reacting to what happens around you. I am working according to an eternal purpose, one that takes every piece, even the broken ones, and integrates them into a masterpiece that will give glory to my name.